Now let us see how to handle frames with respect to Selenium. Okay, let us try to deal with it. See here, how can we see that? How can we try to identify that this is a frame and this is the normal window, right? First thing, whenever we are trying to interact with a frame, we have to first identify whether that particular element is inside a frame or it is outside a frame. Frame is nothing but a window that will be present inside the parent window, right? See, this is the parent window. Inside this window, there will be one more window that will be present, right? So, but as this is integrated inside the parent window, so we cannot make use of driver.switch2.window. Okay, we have to make use of driver.switch2.frame. Before that, how to identify that that particular element is inside a frame, right? So for that, just go to that element and right click. You will see this view frame source, right? That means that particular element is located inside a frame. If you click normally here, see, you will not see that view frame source, right? But as this particular element is present inside this frame, so you will right click on that, you can see that view frame source. That means whenever we want to interact with an element which is present inside a frame, we have to first switch to the frame and then interact. Okay, if you click here, you will not get. Similarly, we saw here in the alerts, right? Right click, it is not a frame, right? You can directly interact. But in the case of frames, the element that are present inside the frame, we have to first switch to the frame and then interact. Okay, so for that we have to make use of one particular method that is present, driver.switch2.frame. Okay, driver.switch2.frame. Now this frame takes either index as an argument or xpath as an argument or string name as an argument. This switching between the frames or switching to a frame can be handled by these three ways. Okay, either you can make use of index or name or xpath. Now what I will do, I will make use of xpath here or id. Let me see. Right click, inspect. Okay, so in order to switch, we have to first identify that particular frame. Now it will be the particular frame will be containing with respect to iframe as the tag. See, this is that particular tag which indicates the frame, iframe, right? Iframe will be the tag. Now try to see whether it has id. Yes, it has id with name single frame. So let me try to make use of this id only. Okay, so now I'll switch back to Eclipse and frame index. We have index. Do we have index here? We have id. We don't have index, right? So in that case, let me try to make use of xpath. Iframe is the tag name @ single frame, which is basically an id, right? Id is nothing but it is a attribute, right? This is the frame. So this is the xpath. So I'm trying to switch to the frame by making use of xpath. So what I will do, I will make use of driver.switch2.frame, and then what I have to make use of web element. For that I have to make use of driver.findElement by.xpath like this, and I have to pass this thing. Or else I can write this separately and I can pass that particular web element. I'll do like this. Okay, and let me try to launch this particular website alerts. I'll just try to change here. Okay, first launch the website with frames, then identify that particular frame with respect to an web element. This is a frame xpath, frame element. Okay, let me try to rename it as frame element, and then let me try to pass it here. And then let me try to interact with the element that is present inside the frame. The element is this particular text box. Now I have to enter something in this particular text box. For this, we can make use of send keys as the method. Okay, so I'll try to take this xpath, then let me try to take it as input tag, and let me try to take this particular tag name as text. So I'll be getting one of one finding. Oh, there are two findings, right? So if we have two findings, then we have to make it as one in order to interact. So how to make? Either I can go with parent tag. What is the parent tag? The parent tag is iframe demo. Either I can go with this or I can make use of index also. So let me try to make use of index in our case. So what is the index in which this is present? This is present at first index, right? So I'll make use of one like this. Even though it is giving me 2 of 2 findings, so index is also not working. Let me make use of some other thing with respect to parent, right? Let me make use of parent. So okay, let me do one thing. This is one. Okay, let me use this and let me try to perform that send keys. Driver dot find element by dot xpath dot send keys. Okay, the text that I'm trying to enter is test. Okay, let us try to do and let us see how it behaves, whether we will be able to enter or what. Okay, so what I will do, right click, debug as Java application. So this has launched. Okay, now we have to switch to that particular frame. So for that, what I will do is I will make use of driver dot switch to dot frame. Right, this is an web element. So I found the element, I have switched. Now I have to enter here. It entered, right? So I'll tell you what did I do. I to run this again directly instead of running in the debug mode. Okay, run as Java application. So we have found the XPath and we have entered find element. The send case will try to enter our text. Okay, so this has launched the website. Now it should switch to the frame and then it should enter the text as test. It is still loading. Until the loading is complete, it will not switch to the next step. That is the feature of driver.get. Okay, it is still loading. Let us wait until the page loads completely. Where we can see loading, you can see loading here, right? It is getting loaded. See, it entered test. Okay, now let us try to change something. Instead of test, let me try to write it as apple is a fruit. Okay, I'm just trying to write one simple text. Control S, right click, run as Java application. Okay, now we have changed the text. So how to deal with an element that is present inside a frame? We have to first make use of driver.switch2.frame. Then we have to interact with that element. Now once you are done with the interaction, we have to come out of the frame. So for that we can make use of driver.switch2.default content like this. So once you make use of switch.default content, what it will do, it will come out of this frame and you can interact with this element. Now suppose if I am not writing this switch2.frame, I'll not write, I'll comment this. Okay, I'll comment this. Now observe what the exception that we will get. Run as Java application. I've just commented driver.switch2.frame. I'm not switching to the frame, but still I'm trying to interact with the text box that is present inside a frame. So if you are not switching to a frame and you are trying to interact with an element that is present inside a frame, then in that case we will get no such element exception. Do we have that element here? We have that element, right? This is the element we have. But as this particular element is present inside the frame, due to which we will not be able to interact with that element until we switch to that particular frame. Okay, so because of that, we have to switch to the frame and then interact. Similarly, in the case of alerts as well, we have to first switch to the alert with the help of driver.switch2.alert. Then we have to perform .accept, .dismiss or .send keys. Okay, so this is how we try to interact with frames. Very important interview questions: how do you switch to a frame?